Yeah. Creative control.
Right. Welcome home. This is the Residency Podcast. I am Jeff Tomasic with Drew Belcher and Lo Raven.
Hello.
Bringing you the biggest guests and stories in entertainment, business, pop culture, and sports from our brand new studio on the Las Vegas Strip inside the Mandalay Bay. Make sure to subscribe on Apple, Spotify, and YouTube. This episode is presented by Mandalay Bay, and they have some incredible new additions to the property that you absolutely need to check out. NFL legend Marshawn Lynch has opened his Beast Mode store inside the Mandalay Bay shops. Big. One of the resort's most acclaimed restaurants, Fleur, is officially back open, which is known for being the home for the most expensive burger in the country. $5,000 worth of Wagyu beef, foie gras, black truffles, bottle of 95 Petrus.
Come on.
Be rich or don't come. And one of the coolest concert venues in the city, Mandalay Beach, is back with major concerts in August, including Lee Brice and Cole Swindell. You know we're always on property. Come by. We'll party together. We can get into it. By the way, before I introduce our guest, happy birthday, pre-birthday to Drew and Lo.
Yes, sir.
Two birthdays at
Big
one
week
time.
coming up, guys.
It's
Big
Leo
week coming
season.
up.
They have to share the moment, you know, because it's split 50-50. Me, I dominate April, so it's
We
perfect.
literally have our birthdays in the same exact week. That's wild. I didn't even realize that.
Fucking crazy.
Yeah, it sucks. I don't know.
If we were 24, oh my God. Could you imagine the rampage
Unfortunately,
that
I'm
would
nowhere near that. So.
Yeah.
We're old
Way
now.
over the hill.
We're old
Way over the hill.
now. We have a great guest today. He is a monster real estate flipper and investor, social media personality, entrepreneur, speaker, coach, mentor, you name it. And after the year he's having, he's pretty much a professional money counter at this point. So he lives here in Las Vegas, which we love. Welcome to the show, Ryan Pineda.
Yes,
What's going
sir.
on?
Welcome, welcome.
Hey, I'm happy to be here, guys.
Yeah, he's got blue hair now. So check the YouTube and the clips because the blue hair is nice with the green shirt.
Dude, you
It's
know,
a
vibe.
just switch it up, man.
It's
I
a
like
vibe.
it.
Bright,
I like
you
it.
know, they say in marketing, bright colors attract more eyeballs.
You got me.
So we'll try it out.
Wow.
Should I do it?
There it is.
Well, you guys are dressed all in black, so
Am I fading
Yeah.
to the background with just regular, normal
yeah,
hair?
it's
For
kinda,
sure.
It's kind of dull.
Super
you gotta,
lame.
You got to
The
brighten it
regular
up.
ass fade.
Super-
We're going to bleach our hair, we talked about.
Regular face, regular hair. Yeah. I'm down.
Could you picture us bleaching our hair?
I would love it. I would
What?
love it.
What is your hair like? A
Like
strawberry,
a strawberry
blonde?
I think. Yeah.
It's such an unmale description to say about
I know,
your
right?
hair.
No, it's strawberry blonde.
Okay, it's hot.
Yeah.
Whatever it
Oh
is.
my God.
All right, Ryan. Obviously, we want to give a backstory for you, so let's start at the beginning real quick. You went from baseball to real estate. Give us kind of the backstory and how you got into the real estate businesses, and you kind of ended up where you were in 2020 before you went super heavy into social media.
Yeah, man. So I grew up here in Vegas, born and raised. All I ever wanted to do was play baseball. Didn't care about real estate. Didn't care about business even or an entrepreneur. Like, I didn't know I was any of those things.
Yeah.
To me, I was just an athlete. So, go through life that way. In high school, doing good, get a scholarship, go play D1 baseball, get drafted by the Oakland A's. I'm like, okay, this is all going to plan. Only problem was I didn't know that, actually I did know. I was going to be making like $1,200 a month.
Oh, ouch.
Yeah, playing minor league
Ugh.
baseball. And so you guys know, like, what are you going to do in the off season? You can't get a job. Nobody's
Sure.
going to hire you for 6 months.
Right.
Yeah.
So I was kind of forced into real estate. My mom was a realtor my whole life, and I saw her work hours that, she wanted to. So I said, okay, I can go be a realtor for half the year and go sell some houses and then go play baseball the other half. The only problem was I sucked at being a realtor, and it was 2010 when it was the worst time to be
Everything
a
was just
realtor.
crushed. Yeah.
Yeah, like a house today that's worth $500,000 was worth $100,000 in 2010.
Yeah.
So even if you sell it, you still not
You're making
making
no money.
much.
Right.
And it was kind of demoralizing. Just being in that world at that time was
Oh, it
rough.
was terrible. Every realtor I talked to when I got into it, I was 21. They're like, "Why do you want to be a realtor?" I'm like, "I don't know, dude. I guess it's just a job."
Yeah.
And I didn't know any better that it was like so difficult. And also, no one had money. Everybody was going bankrupt or getting foreclosed on. So trying to find clients is not like it is today where everyone's got money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like it's also super cool nowadays to be a real estate agent because they see all the $1 million listings and they see the flipper flops and they think just everyone's making all this money.
Yeah.
I bet it's really fucking hard.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it was not cool back then when I got into it.
Right.
And in fact, after a couple of years of doing it, I sold some houses just winging it. I quit. I was like, dude, this sucks. I'm tired of these clients. They'd get mad because there'd be a house for $80,000 here in Vegas, right? And they're like, I think it might go down. And I'm like,
Where's it gonna go?
yeah,
Where's it gonna
dude.
go?
And
So what?
yeah,
So what?
It would be this house in Mountain's Edge that was just built 2 years ago, and I'm like, dude, you know how much it would cost to build this?
I'll give you a Honda Civic for the house.
Yeah, big, what a trade.
And now essentially anyone will buy a sliver of a garage for 80 grand. You know what I
100%,
mean?
For sure.
Yeah, so I got really discouraged as a young dude trying to make it, and I quit. So after doing that, I was still pursuing baseball, but I was realizing, man, I don't think baseball is going to end up getting to the big leagues like I thought. You know, I was 24 years old. I got released for the very first time, you know, crushed. I'm like, what do I do with my life? I'm 24. And in fact, I know a lot of you guys come from the club scene. I actually remember at 24 interviewing to be like a club promoter.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, because I was like, oh, these guys make money, you know?
Yeah.
And I interviewed, and I was like, yeah, I don't know that I could do this. This isn't really like the lifestyle for me. You
For
know?
sure.
Yeah, for sure.
So I didn't do it. Long story short.
By the
I'm
way,
like,
pretty good choice. At the fork in the road.
Really good choice, to be honest.
Looking back.
yeah, no, I'm glad I
Were
knew
you
I didn't
guys
wanna
together
do it.
then, by the way?
What's up?
Was you and your wife together then, by the way?
Yeah, we got married when we were young. I was 24, and she
Okay.
was 21. We had just got married.
Yeah.
Big decision. She's
Yeah,
smiling
big
over there.
decision
Great
right there,
decision.
for
She's
Yeah.
here in the building.
Talk
by
about
the
a
way,
fork
yeah.
in the road.
Yeah. We were like, what are we going to do? You know,
Yeah.
I just get released. Real estate's not working. She's still in college. So we have no money coming in.
Yeah.
And that was actually where I found what kind of got me famous on social media, which is couch flipping.
Yeah.
So we moved into our first apartment, and I didn't know like what we were gonna do, but I bought all of our furniture on Craigslist, right? And I furnished the place for $1,000, an entire apartment. I was like, I bet you I could sell all this and make a couple grand, easy. And I was like, I'm gonna test it.
Smart.
So I bought a couch, and sure enough, about a couple days later, sold it, made $200. I was like, dude, if I just did this like every day, that's $6,000 a month
Wait, on a used couch?
on a used couch.
Oh my God, that's insane.
Yeah. So that was my first journey in entrepreneurship, and I ended up like building this business I didn't intend to do. I got a storage unit, I bought a truck, I had inventory, I was like learning negotiating.
No one would ever
tactics.
expect in the world that this would be a
Couches?
successful direction too either, you know?
No. And over time, after about 2 years, 3 years, I sold over 1,000 items on Craigslist,
my
mainly
gosh.
couches. So,
That blows my mind. I'm
Dude.
sorry, it blows my mind.
well, and at one point, by the time I had scaled it, I was making $8,000 a month net. So it was a good gig.
Yeah.
You know? So end up doing that, but I realized this ain't what I want to do the rest of my life.
Sure, it's not something you want to do forever.
Yeah.
No, what do you do?
not that
It's all right.
glamorous.
I fucking flip couches.
Yeah.
Used couches at that.
But while you're figuring life out, it's not bad on the side. Shit.
No,
sure.
it's not. And so eventually, I remember we were on our 1-year anniversary, and I was praying. I was like, God, what do you want me to do with my life? Like, it ain't this. It's not baseball. It's not real estate. And it's definitely not flipping couches, even though flipping couches is what I've had the most success with.
Sure.
I love that.
And we saw this commercial about flipping houses that same day, and I just felt super inspired. I was like, I'm going to look back into real estate, but on the investing side.
Wait, a legitimate commercial got you back into real estate.
Yep. It was a
Damn, I've heard those all the time.
Yeah.
Come on.
It was just one of those scammy commercials, and I was like, dude, you know what? I'm going to look into it. So I looked into it, bought a couple of books on our trip, came back to Vegas, and I said, I'm going to flip houses. I don't have any money, but I know how to do it now without money. And that was my journey, dude. That's how I got into it. And a couple of months later, we got our first deal. I still didn't have money, like I said, but I maxed out all my credit cards and hers.
Ballsy, I love it.
Maxed
Okay.
out both of our credit cards, bought a house, still cheap at the time, right? And flipped it a couple of months later, made $25,000. The rest was history.
How much of that couch flipping and that kind of foundation that you had there did you apply when you first started doing like the houses?
Well, when I was flipping those couches, I didn't realize all the things that it was teaching me.
Yeah.
Like I said, with building a business, with negotiating, talking to people like strangers, right? That's the biggest thing in real estate is if you want to be good, you got to go talk to strangers every day.
Yeah.
You're trying to get people to sell you their house. You're trying to go get client, whatever it is. And I was doing that like at a high volume, just every day, a new person. So it for sure allowed me to get out of my shell and comfort zone. You know, like I was an introvert by nature, but you can't really do that
Sure.
Yeah.
in business.
How many houses do you say you flip a year now?
Oh, we do over 100 a year now.
100 houses?
Yeah,
So 8 a month, pretty much?
pretty much.
That's insane.
That's crazy.
They got a squad now, though. So before pre-2020, you obviously started scaling in a drastic way. You keep growing the businesses. And then at the beginning of 2020, how big were the businesses at that point?
Well, it all started with the house flipping business. Our friend Nick Devitt, who, introduced us, I brought him on about my 3rd year of flipping houses. So I was doing it all by myself. That first year I did 5. I was like, this is great. I could live off this and be proud of what I'm doing.
Sure,
right.
I'm flipping couches.
Flipping couches.
Hey,
Side note, what's funny is now on social media, if you go and search couch flipping, you'll see a ton of YouTubes about people doing it, and it's like a badge of honor. It's crazy.
I bet you just said you can make $8,000 a month doing it. People are like, screw
Dude,
this
people
shit.
love it. Yeah, they quit their jobs and do it. Like, it's a legit thing now.
That's wild.
But long story short, I ended up flipping 20 houses the next year. And I'm like, all right, dude, I'm rich. Like, I thought I was the richest
In your
guy.
second year.
My second year.
That's a huge jump.
Yeah.
Okay.
3rd year, I do 50. And this is when I brought Nick on because I was like, Nick, dude, this is getting crazy. I need help. And Nick was someone I trusted. We were childhood friends. He was
Okay.
still in the club.
Yeah.
But I go, Nick. And Nick, he had also gotten his real estate license. I was like, let's put that thing to work, dude.
Yeah.
Like, join me and let's do this. So we ended up doing 50 together. The next year, I finally retired from baseball. I was still playing baseball during all this.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Oh, wow.
Yep. And I'm
Never
like,
going to let go of the dream.
no, I'm like, dude, but
One more year.
But the thing was, at that point now, I was finally making money.
Sure.
Where I'm like, oh, I don't care if I make $1,200 a
Right,
month. I got enough. So, going into 2018 is the first time in my life I was done with baseball. Didn't have to practice. I wasn't gone half the year. And I said, all right, let's see what I could do with a full, conviction and time dedicated to real estate. So I go to Nick and I say, dude, let's start a brokerage. So we start Forever Home Realty. No agents, nothing, just me and him. I go, we're going to build a team to flip even more houses. So we go into it. That year in 2018, we flipped 140 houses. We built the brokerage to, I don't even know, 30 agents or something. People then at that point were like, dude, teach us how to do it. So I built my education company off of that. I wrote a book, made a course. And so those were like the 3 core businesses in 2018 that were developed.
Yeah.
And then as we go into 2019, same deal. We flip a ton. We're getting agents. I end up, starting a tax company as well. Now at this point with our tax company, we've got hundreds of clients all across the country. The education company has over 1,000 students. I think Forever Home Realty has about 130 or 40 agents. And we're still flipping, over 100 plus homes a year. We might, I don't know how many we're going to end up doing this year, but we're going to have our best year ever this year as well.
Oh my gosh. Is it smart to have the brokerage tied into the house flipping business? Is there a benefit to having that?
The benefit is obviously we save on commissions and all those things. But also the brokerage gets all the exposure from those houses, right?
Yeah.
Because all our agents can advertise them. It's just like, dang, we keep seeing all this Forever Home Realty.
Sure,
why
sure.
do they have so many listings? When in reality, a lot of them are just our own.
Just parallel marketing, too. Real estate
Yeah.
agents, talk to real estate agents, which talk to other homes, which you can flip. I mean, Vegas isn't a large city either.
Yeah, and it brings us more deals because
Yeah.
people see our listings and they're like, dude, we know Forever Home will buy them, even though Forever Home is not really the buyer.
Yeah.
It's just more exposure.
Have you ever lost a ton of money flipping a house?
Oh, yeah, dude. Flipping houses is not all glory.
Sure, because we only see the glory parts on television and everything.
Yeah.
Yeah. I would guess that I've lost probably over $1 million in total on bad deals. Just deals that for whatever reason went south. I think my biggest loss ever was about $60,000 on a deal, which ironically was a mobile home that, you wouldn't think that.
So from a percentage-wise, that was a huge loss.
Yeah.
It was on a mobile home.
Yeah.
Sure.
We bought this mobile home for I don't even remember, 70, 80 grand, and we still lost $60,000 on it.
Jeez.
You know?
What do you do?
You got to swing, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Go for it.
You would think that, okay, the $1 million home, okay, if you lose $60,000, that makes sense.
No big
Yeah.
deal.
But you don't think it would happen on a mobile, but it did.
I mean, when you're doing volume like you're doing, you're bound to take a couple losses. That's just
Yeah.
in the risk portfolio for the whole entire thing.
My philosophy, and I teach my students this, is like, look, if you're just starting out, yeah, you want to be conservative because you don't really have money to lose. I did not lose on a deal until after my 80th flip. So as I was
okay.
building, I never lost.
You were batting 1,000.
I was
up
batting
until 80
1,000.
flips.
Yep. And then after I started to accumulate some money, I was like, hey, we can take more risk and really see if we can push the needle. And when you look at it, I could absorb a loss, whereas other people couldn't.
Of course.
And it just allowed us, it was like, hey, if, let's just say, going for it this way made us an extra $1 million, but, you know, we lost on a couple, who cares?
Sure.
Yeah.
So
You were obviously drastically successful from doing the brokerage, from flipping houses, and then 2020, you truly went headfirst into social media. And I think at that point now, everything changed from a whole new ceiling got opened up for you. What happened here? How did this go from where you were at to where you are now? Like, how did social media change that?
let me tell you, man, I was always a believer in social media. I just never truly understood how powerful it was.
Sure.
You know, I'm like, yeah, get on social media. It's going to get you leads. It'll get you, you know, opportunities. But the pandemic taught me how powerful it really was because I had time to actually look at it. So, you know, everybody gets shut down, right? We're sitting there in March of 2020. Can't go to your office, can't go outside, like whatever. And I'm sitting there and I'm like thinking, okay, what's going to happen to my business here, right? Because I got all of these houses I own. People are screaming there's going to be a real estate crash. People are saying unemployment's so crazy. Nobody will ever buy a house again. And just like all these people are going to get foreclosed on. And I'm like, crap, like this is a possibility, but I don't think it's going to happen. So I'm sitting there, I go, how can I kind of diversify what I'm doing? What do I need to do so that if real estate does tank, I still have other backup avenues?
Yeah.
Yep.
So I'm just sitting there, I'm watching YouTube, just chilling, and I see this video of a guy named Graham Stephan, who's now my
homie.
friend.
Yeah.
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 So I see a video, and he's talking about how he made like 200 grand last month on YouTube. And I'm like, so what does he do? I'm like sitting there thinking, I'm like, he's a real estate guy. And I'm like, he must do a ton of deals. And then he breaks it down. He's like, oh yeah, you know, like 200 grand of it was from YouTube paying me. I was like, so wait, this guy teaches real estate, but he doesn't really do deals. He doesn't. I'm over here flipping hundreds of houses and nobody's
Working
paying me.
way too hard.
Yeah, I'm like, nobody's paying me 200 grand
Yeah.
to go talk about it. And it just had the light bulb. I was like, I'm on the wrong side of this. And a lot of people in my position, because I know them, who are doing a ton of volume and have quote-unquote real businesses, would hate. They'd be like, F this guy, you know, he doesn't do anything close to what I do, and yet he makes all this money. Everyone
Yeah.
looks up to him.
Sure.
They would look at it in envy and jealousy. I said, dude, this guy's just smarter than everyone.
Yeah, seriously. Let me learn something here.
Yeah.
So what do? I befriend him and become friends. And, like, we ended up selling him his house here in Vegas. And in turn, you know, we develop a relationship. I learned from him. I studied him. And I said, okay, this guy has the formula for what to do. And obviously, the reward is worth it. But on top of that, he doesn't even have what I have on back-end businesses.
Sure.
So if he's getting that amount of money with no businesses, imagine what it would look like for me.
Yeah.
And so I believed in it the moment I saw his video. I saw other people's videos as well about what they were making. I said, I'm in. I'm going hard at this.
And then Ryan starts a TikTok account.
I started a TikTok account. Start dancing on TikTok. No idea what I'm doing. I can't dance. So I also believed in the power of TikTok during that time too. They both happened at the same time. And I said, all right, I'm just going to do both of these. I got nothing to do. I can't go outside. I'm going to make TikToks and YouTubes every single day. And I ended up buying a camera from Amazon, bought a light, you know, got a ring light over here. That's all I did. Just bought a camera, ring light, and a mic.
Yeah.
And I just start making videos based on what I think is going to get views. And my wife, Mindy, was actually the editor. So if you watch my first YouTubes, it's just me and the dining table. She edited those, and that was it. That was how we started. You watch my TikToks, it's just my phone. I'm just dicking around, like whatever I'm doing. And I edited them myself.
Yeah.
So I didn't know how it was going to play out, what was going to happen. But sure enough, you know, a year later after doing it, every single day, consistently, not like most people, they don't get immediate results, they quit.
For sure.
I knew it was like a long-term play. Stayed with it. And I mean, a year later, I mean, we've got 700,000 TikTok followers, 130,000 YouTube. And then it's made Instagram bigger. Then I started a podcast with it. So it was a good decision.
The TikToks exploded, and that's how I had heard about you before through a friend, Bill Jones. We went to dinner, and he's like, hey, do you know this guy Ryan? You're a Vegas guy. Do you know this guy Ryan Pineda? He's flipping a ton of houses. I was like, no, not really. And then a couple months later, the pandemic hit, and I got fed one of your videos on the For You page on TikTok.
Classic.
I was like, bro, this is my guy right here.
Yeah,
He's crushing it. And it's exploded, dude.
love
Just
that.
how you've grown so much on TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube. The YouTube is extremely impressive because YouTube
That's
so
the hardest
hard to
one.
grow, as you know.
Yeah.
And now the YouTube, I think, is going to pay you in perpetuity to where you're probably going to end up making more money. You probably won't say it right now, but I know you're going to make more money on the content side than the real estate side.
Yeah.
For
Which
sure.
one? Which one
In the
took off
future.
first? Was it the TikTok? Was it the YouTube? Was it the Instagram? What was the
So-
first one that took off?
With that, Instagram was what I was only focused on for like years
Up to that
before that.
point, yeah.
I had like 15,000 Instagram followers, so I was like a decent size just doing that. But TikTok was the first one. I think I got 100,000 followers in like 2 months. It was like super fast. And that was the cool thing about TikTok is anyone could go viral tomorrow.
Yeah, it's crazy.
You know, it's not YouTube's not like that. Nobody goes viral tomorrow.
You gotta work.
Yeah.
You gotta work.
You gotta work and
Crank
you gotta
out
make
volume.
a 12, 15-minute video. TikTok is like, dude, I might just smile and it could get 1 million views. Like
sure,
it's
for
so
sure.
dumb.
For
It's amazing. That's why I love it. That's why everyone loves it.
It's dumb.
It's so dumb, but it works and people can still go viral out of nowhere.
Well, I mean, besides the money, obviously the direct revenue that you were generating from it and the followers that you were getting, it seemed to me that it just took your business that were already successful and turned them into absolute monsters, opened up so many new opportunities for you. Just the doors that it opened, the scale that it gave you and the legitimacy just was second to none now. And now it's kind of like there's no ceiling for you at this point.
No, and that's the crazy part about it. I mean, Drew, you hit it on the head. It was funny because like flipping houses has always been my bread and butter. You know, that's what's made me who I am and made me a millionaire, right?
Sure.
When I look at it now, it's like that could be like my fourth biggest income stream going forward. And it probably already is at this point because education will always outpace that. I started an e-commerce company that's crushing it. And then I just started a fund, Pineda Capital, that, you know, we're going to be buying thousands of we're going to be buying thousands of units and apartments and things. So that's going to be really big.
So is that the future where you see it heading for you at least? Is you flipped single unit, single family homes for so long and now getting into multifamily, numerous unit doors. Is that where you want to take it? Is that where you want to end up?
You know, I'll never stop flipping houses because the team is there. The systems are built. Like I don't do anything at this point.
Yeah.
So
What a great fucking job.
yeah,
He just films it. He just films it.
Fucking
yeah,
job.
literally the only houses I go to is because I'm going to go film there. Like,
Yeah.
it's
There you go.
not that I need to go do anything to go get the deal or manage the project. So I'll never stop flipping houses, but when I look at what could I use social media for, like the best with real estate investing, it's to raise money. And Grant Cardone has set the perfect example. It's funny. 2018, I was right here in Mandalay Bay at GrowthCon.
Always like
at 10X.
10X,
Grant's
yeah.
conference.
Yep,
Yeah.
his conference was here in 2018, and that actually impacted me in a huge way because I saw a lot of great speakers. First, like real business concert or concert, whatever you want to call it,
Convention.
convention
Yeah.
that I'd ever been to, and I was like, dang, these guys are killing it.
And that's a huge one too. He's a showman.
Yeah, that's the big one.
yeah,
He's a
and
showman.
He's a showman. I was like, this is great, and watching that and seeing his growth since then, right? He's like this just larger than life guy now,
Yeah.
even just 3-4 years later. But he has shown what you can do in real estate with social media. I mean, the guy owns about $3 billion in real estate.
That's insane.
People don't even know that. I mean, people just on social media see him as this 10X guy,
Sure,
just talking
sure.
crap and whatever. He owns $3 billion in real estate. That's his real business. The social media stuff makes him money too. He has education
Yeah.
and whatever, but he became like the first billionaire social media real estate guy. And so it's like, if he's already shown, if you have a following, you can raise money from them. And if you're good at buying real estate deals and managing, which we are, we've done that forever. Why not just
It's a
go to
snowball
the big
effect.
level?
for sure.
It just all combines.
Yeah.
So how big is the first deal that Pineda Capital's doing? It's how many doors?
We are buying 334 units in Georgia.
Wow.
$20 million purchase. we're going to be all in at like 21 million. It's in really good shape, and it'll be worth 32 million when we're done.
It's great.
Huge.
Yeah.
What's a guy got to do to get on board? You know what I mean? What's going on over here?
Got to go to PinedaCapital.com. and
There
apply.
it is.
You heard it
I
here,
love
folks. You
There
know.
it is, right there.
All right. Is there? By the way, so you film so much, but do you go to laugh at any of your earlier clips? By the way, now
Oh,
that
yeah.
you're like a super pro.
Oh, dude. I mean, I tell people that all the time. I'm like, guys, you want to? They're like, how are you so good on camera? I'm like, dude, I wasn't, and I'm still getting better. But if you go watch my clips from 4 years ago on Facebook, nobody looks at those.
Sure.
It's just literally a camera. I didn't know how to edit. It was just like, let's roll it. Whatever happens, happens. Hopefully, I hit it in one take because you can't edit.
Yeah, right.
And so
I got no skills here.
I got no editing skills. I have no mic. We're just camera in this, camera phone, boom. And that was my videos. And then even I look at my YouTubes now, and they were good starting out because I had been filming for so long before that. But I see the quality now compared to then. It's like already just a year later, night and day.
Sure. You have a full social media team now, I assume, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Whole
Yeah.
squad.
We spend, I would guess, about 35 to 40,000 a month on social media.
Just editing, equipment, filming.
Just my entire team, man, all
Yeah.
the way from, we have a producer who oversees, everything, right?
Yeah.
We have a videographer. We got multiple editors. We got one guy dedicated to TikTok. We've got the podcast guy. We've got my thumbnail and graphics designer. We've got my content manager who actually posts everything, right?
Yeah.
Like there's so much that goes in.
People don't realize,
People
especially
don't
if you're doing
know,
it at
man.
scale like you are,
Yeah.
with truly editing, doing it properly, scripting, graphics,
Yeah.
everything on top. I mean, and you're doing what, 5 videos a week? 5 YouTubes a week? 6 YouTubes a week?
I mean, we, at this point, on the main channel, we'll do 3 YouTubes, and then we'll do 4 podcasts.
That's so
A week?
much.
That is so much content.
That's
Yeah.
Doing 4
incredible.
podcasts a week?
So what we do is 2 podcasts, 2 like full-length episodes, and then we chop those into short clips.
Sure. Yep.
And so then we release 2 short clips a week, too.
It's
Got
true
it.
work, man. People don't realize
Yeah.
the true work that goes into just creating that cadence.
All I
and
literally
that
do is film. Like, that's my job these days.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
But you see the value in the investment to hire a team and pay them $35,000, $40,000 a month to put this content out. And going back to Grant, he says one thing that always stuck with me. He says everyone's trying to be the best and they want to be the best. He says the best known wins every single time.
It does.
Incredible.
I've done multiple presentations on social media to real estate investors because, in the real estate investment space, it's like it's me and maybe a couple other people who are the guys.
Sure.
And they want to know. They're like, dude, you blew up so quick in a year. These other guys been doing it for a long time. They're like, what'd you do? I was like, dude, I treated it like a business. I built an org chart. I built SOPs. We built everything of who are the people we need to be really good, right? But I also had the belief that what you said is true. You don't have to be the best. I am not the best house flipper in the world, right? I'm pretty good. I might not even be the best in Vegas. But guess what? The most known.
Yeah.
Being
Yeah.
the most known is way more valuable than being the best.
Synonymous with whatever it is. Like, oh, hey,
sure.
Ryan Pineda, it's who I need to call, who I need to talk to,
Yeah.
who I need to watch.
He's the guy.
I'd rather be McDonald's than Joe's Burgers.
Yeah.
Joe's
Yeah.
Burgers may have the best burger you've ever had.
Right.
I'd rather have the McDonald's check.
Give
though.
me that, give me that
sure.
quarter pounder.
For sure. Yeah,
Facts.
100%.
In your content, by the way, is there anything that's off limits to be filmed? You filmed everything.
Yeah, I filmed everything.
Yeah, everything's just 24/7 filming at this point, huh?
I mean, it's not like that. I don't have
Yeah.
a guy just following me around everywhere. I
just
should have
saying.
someone right now. Where's the BTS
I
right
wi-
now?
Yeah, 100%.
Where's the reality show?
I
You know,
know,
what's
dude.
going on?
I know.
Yeah,
I
she's-
I feel like
your
some-
wife's shaking her head over here saying, it's enough. Enough is enough, people.
I feel like once I've tried to do it in Vegas, and I saw some of the pilots, and I just didn't think they were as good as on camera as you. And I think that show has to happen.
I've been approached many times about these TV shows and stuff. I've turned down the majority of them because, for one, they don't pay anything, right?
Yeah.
It's like I'm back in the minor leagues.
Sure.
Yeah.
Get $1,200
You have all the control now. You don't need to answer anybody, and this is your narrative.
And that's the point, is that they're still living in the old school mentality. We talked about before this show the old school mentality, and they think that they're the gatekeepers to fame and exposure.
right.
For sure.
And I'm
Anymore.
like, guys, I don't need you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can literally create my own show. What do I need you for? And so
USA Network. Sorry, I don't need you over
Yeah,
here.
we have
guy.
YouTube.
I don't need you. YouTube
Yeah.
is bigger than USA Network.
For sure.
And
Facts.
so that's the whole point of it. Most of them are like, okay, well, we want you to sign this deal, and it's like a 5-year deal, and you're going to film for 10 hours a day. I'm like, no, I'm not. I'm not going to do that.
Yeah.
I got shit to do.
Yeah.
Come
like,
on, dude.
I got to go
Yeah.
make money. Like, and I can go create this same effect in a quarter of the work.
Absolutely.
Totally unnecessary. Yeah, 100%.
So that's why you're not going to probably see it ever.
Okay, there we go.
Makes sense.
See you later, TV.
Peace.
Sorry,
Hey,
Cox Cable.
I got one thing on TV. This is a crazy stat. So one of my friends brought this up. He said, hey, you know, all these companies are using TV commercials and whatever, right? That's been the way to advertise. And then you're starting to see influencers do all these sponsors and stuff, right? They make a lot of money. So the NBA Finals, we just had them.
Yep.
Do you know how many viewers like tuned in? Any idea?
We usually talk about the numbers. It was probably like 6 to 8 million, I would assume.
Yeah,
per game?
I don't know the exact
Yeah.
number, but let's just say it was 10 to 20 million a game, right?
Okay.
Which is crazy high, by the way. No
Yeah.
way. Yeah.
Even if it was 20 million
Yeah.
a game, right? So 20 million people watched that game. They may or may not have seen the commercial, nor is the commercial probably applicable to them, right? They're just random. What these companies are now doing is just saying, well, why not just go to Mr. Beast and these other influencers?
Yeah.
Mr. Beast guarantees 30 million views a video.
Yeah.
Easy. And Mr. Beast knows his demographics. He has the exact analytics. He knows for sure who's watching. And so an advertiser can also be on that 30 million video as the only advertiser. So they know they're going to be the one seen.
Yeah.
And it will cost them less
Fraction.
Yeah.
than the NBA Finals.
Come on.
So why would you ever, like, that's where this is going.
Yeah.
For sure.
The leverage will be with the people. The leverage is anyone now who has the audience.
The creators
100%.
are going
Yeah.
to be where the value is. Companies are going to pay them. They already are paying them, but it's going to continue that trend. Like, I truly believe influencers and creators are going to be like, they already are celebrities, but the new celebrities. You know, they're going to be more powerful than the whatever. I don't even name a normal celebrity, like Jennifer Aniston or something, right?
Yep.
They're going to be more powerful.
No,
like, I wouldn't want
we
Jennifer
agree.
Aniston to promote something. I'd rather have Mr. Beast do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, for
all
sure.
day.
By the way, guys, if Mr. Beast doesn't answer your phone call, Residency Podcast, we're available. Yeah. Just FYI out there.
For sure.
Speaking of influencers, you talked a lot about Jake and Logan Paul on your content, about how they blew up, how they're incredible at gaining everyone's attention.
Right.
They're big on
Obvious-
our show too.
Yeah,
They're
we
big
talk
on our
about them
show,
quite
too.
a bit here. The
Yeah.
influencer boxing concept has obviously exploded.
Yeah.
If there was a finance real estate influencer boxing match, who would some matchups be?
Dude, first off, before I answer that, let me say when I first jumped on this show, I'm like, am I on Impulsive? Like, that's what it feels like.
We jacked the set
wow.
idea. Yeah, we
Wow.
jacked the set idea.
You guys got
Coming for you, Logan.
you got that impulsive energy, you got the set idea. So that was my first impression of the podcast.
Love it. Love
Wow,
it.
that was,
We'll take it.
What a comparison.
I'm
Thank you.
fighting Floyd Mayweather. I didn't want to announce it on the show. But it's happening.
Or Floyd's kid, just
Cats
somebody
out of the
related-
bag.
Somebody in Floyd's
somebody
favor.
related
Yeah.
to Floyd.
Yeah. By the way, that was
At
an
Floyd's gym.
allegedly statement. Allegedly.
Allegedly.
All right, so give us your breakdown. This boxing match is happening, hosted by Pineda Capital.
Yeah.
Who's boxing?
Oh man, I think I could take any finance influencer.
Okay.
Most
I
of them
like
are
that.
not athletes or
Oh, yeah.
for
they're
sure.
kind of nerds.
100%.
If you could pin two of them together, like a couple matchups, who do you think who would be funny to watch or great to watch?
I mean, everybody's always said to fight Graham. So
Okay.
I mean
Yeah.
that's number one. Go fight, meet Kevin.
Got it.
Andre Jix here in Vegas. I mean, we're all friends.
Yeah.
You guys have
Yeah.
like they have a little show, like these little, what's it called, like Millionaire or something?
Yeah.
On Mondays or whatever, where they stream. It's like a whole group of four of
Oh,
them.
okay.
You
Yeah.
should take all four at once.
Yeah, let's do it.
You
I'm
should
not on
probably
the
get
show,
'em.
so I should probably fight all
Yeah,
four
you
of
get
them.
all
Yeah,
four
Royal
of them.
Rumble.
Or hey, you know what? All five of us fight, and whoever doesn't make it, they're not on the show. So I take their place.
Oh, I like
There it
that.
You heard it here
Last-
first, guys.
Last man standing.
Challenge
Yeah,
is
last
out
man
here.
standing.
Last man standing.
We're hosting at Mandalay Bay. We got an event coming up, baby. Let's go. We'll send a contract, see if this gets signed. Obviously, on social media, you know, for someone who has a big social media following, you've done a great job. Everyone always figures that drama is the most sellable way to get social media, which necessarily isn't always true. But how do people figure out the fake gurus from the real ones on social media?
that's a
Because
great
people
question.
always ask that, and that word guru is such like a frowned upon
Yeah.
statement at this point, you know?
Yeah, and unfortunately, more than, I would say, the fake guru world has more of those people than legit people.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
You know, and I've seen many of them and what they do behind the scenes, and it's not a good thing.
Especially TikTok. The place is riddled with fakes.
Oh, I mean, TikTok's just, let's not even talk about TikTok.
Yeah.
But I don't know, man. For me, it was weird because I just jumped into social media after already having a ton of success in what I call the real world.
Right.
You know, like
What I call the real world.
Yeah, real business.
Like,
Yeah.
yeah, I ran real businesses, and then I jumped on
Yeah,
social
you didn't
media.
get rich off YouTube.
No.
Yeah.
By doing pranks and shit. Yeah.
No.
Not your
So-
fake ass Fugazi internet stuff, you know?
well, the other part is, too, is a lot of people get rich by talking about other things. So it's
Sure.
like they talk about how to get rich, even though they've never had a business. Like, they got rich from talking about how to get rich.
For
and
sure.
I think that's the fake guru thing, is like when you get these real estate guys who talk about how to do real estate, and that's what made them rich, even though they didn't do real estate.
Sure.
So if you're trying to evaluate who's a fake guru, it just really comes down to, do they actually do the things they talk about? You know? And for me, there's like, you'll never see anyone attack me because it's like, dude, I just literally talk about my life and like what I'm doing.
Proof is in the pudding, you know what I
Yeah,
mean?
like
For sure.
other YouTubers have to put a ton of research and time into topics and learning things. I don't script, dude. I'm like, all right, what are we talking about today? Okay, we're gonna talk about how to get money for deals. All right, here we go. It's just like,
We'll
yeah,
dial it
got
in,
it.
yeah.
yeah, because it's just, I've done it so many times. There's nothing to really think about.
That's such an interesting point because you're so correct. There's so many influencers, TikTokers, YouTubers that try to educate on a topic, but they've never really done it in real life.
But they
Yep.
researched it.
For
Yeah.
sure.
And they're just raping on views.
Well,
Yeah, they're
I mean,
killing it.
as he said, the course situation and selling people information, because people want it so bad. Starting something is such a daunting task. It seems so overwhelming. Like you need people to guide you in some way possible. And then some people can sell really well and get these people to get hooked on. And then once you get one and they talk about it in 5 and 10, and you just end up screwing
They're
people over.
experts in selling rather than
Actually doing,
the
you know?
true knowledge.
Yeah, and look, they're really good, what I call online marketers. And even for me at this point, I'm an online marketer, but I have the proof behind what it is I sell, right? So I'll tell this to my students all the time. I'm like, guys, you need to take social media seriously. It'll help your business. And they're like, well, we're not doing what you're doing. We're not allowed to talk about it. And I'm like, no. Even if you have not done deals or you've only done a couple, you can talk about it and create content. Just be transparent of like, yo, I'm new. I'm making content. I'm going to walk you guys through my first flip, my second, whatever. And people are going to love it because they can relate to that.
Yeah.
It's just the people that try to parade that they're the experts when they're not.
Yeah.
I can even hear the voice. I feel like the voice sounds the same. $49.99, you know? Right now. Come on down.
I haven't flipped a house in 10 years.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
It's so bad. I mean, speaking of real estate, the industry across the country is an unimaginable hot streak right now. What are your thoughts on the market right now and going forward? I feel like, because you had said the early 2020, everyone's thought was like, okay, what's going to happen? I don't even think you could have possibly imagined that the market would have gotten to this point.
Right.
What do you think about where it's now and where it's going?
You know, back in 2020, thankfully for me, I was pretty convinced that it was a temporary thing. And I bought a lot of good deals. And so all the deals everybody was scared to buy, I bought and made a ton. So happy about that. Going forward, now it seems like there's two fences still. You know, back in 2020, everyone was like, dude, this is going down.
Yeah.
Now you have the people who are like, nope, this is going to continue. Government's going to keep printing money. Then you got the people that are like, evictions are going to happen, foreclosures, all this forbearance, and, you know, this is just this melting pot that's going to explode. My belief, and I've been saying this for about the last 6 months, is that this is going to keep going. This is going to keep going at least another 2 years. And it's hard to predict even 6 months from now, but like, I'm pretty confident that even 2 years from now, we should be fine. And the reason I think that is because the government is going to continue printing money. They're going to find a new way to do it. There's going to be more stimulus. There's going to be loan modifications. And you're already seeing that. These people in forbearance who haven't paid in a year,
Forever.
18
Yeah.
months.
It's insane.
Guess what's happening? Instead of being foreclosed on, they're getting a loan mod.
Yeah.
And their loan is even better. They're getting a 40-year loan instead of a 30. And so these guys who had, a $2,000 a month payment, who haven't paid in 18 months, by the way, who are just getting stimulus money, potentially getting unemployment, stacking cash,
Coming to Vegas.
Not flipping
Vegas.
couches
Vegas.
on
Not
as a side
hustling,
hustle.
Whatever, right? Whatever they're doing. Either way, they were getting money during this time without having the expenses. And guess what? Their house just went up, 20, 30% in value.
Yeah, you're right.
And so now their $2,000 a month payment is also going to be modified to be a $1,500 payment.
Yep.
These guys killed it. And
Yeah.
so where's the distress that is going to make all this crumble? It ain't there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
What
So
a
right.
deal.
Yeah, those
know,
dudes.
what
What
a
a
deal.
deal.
They killed it.
Oh my
They're going to
God.
do everything to avoid that. I mean, do you think the prices can continue to rocket like they have? I mean, eventually something has to stop.
Yeah,
it has
I
to
mean,
plateau at
A
some point.
correction somewhere. Yeah.
Well, I don't think correction's the word I use. I think plateau is the right word.
Yeah.
At some point, every single market, I mean, this is economics. I went to college, I got an economics degree, never used it. But the one part I picked up from that was supply and demand.
Yeah.
And so right now, in all industries, no supply. There's no cars, there's no houses.
Yeah.
I've been trying to buy a watch. There's no watches.
None.
There's nothing. Okay. So at some point, supply will return, and demand is still there, right? Like demand is higher than ever for all of these things. At some point, those paths will cross, and we'll finally hit that equilibrium, and we're going to plateau. And then something's going to happen. It's going to be either, supply shortens again, or maybe supply gets higher. My point is, I don't see a crash. I don't see any of that. I see that at some point prices will stop.
Just level out.
Yeah, and we'll level out.
It's funny to see because I wasn't born and raised in Vegas. I moved here about 10 years ago. But to see what houses or real estate in Las Vegas 10 years ago was like, this house is just so average. Nobody wanted to live here. Now, you can't do anything to get a house, honestly.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable.
Well, you get all these California people who they literally don't care about the price or what it sold for, because life is about perspective. And from their perspective, they're moving from a $1 million house that was 1,500 square feet.
Yep.
A
Exactly.
shithole, yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
In the hood.
To something here that's 700,000. That's
5,000 square feet.
Yeah, they're
That's a
like,
mansion.
dude, they're like, this is sick.
They're
Like,
fucking killing it.
and
No
then
problem.
we're looking at it. I'm like, dude, that house is worth 600. They're like,
Yeah,
no,
yeah,
no,
yeah.
it's not.
No, we're good.
It's
We're
only
good.
1.5 in my head.
Yeah, and it was 350 3 years ago.
Yeah.
Nah, I'll take
Who
it.
cares?
No,
And
no.
it's got a pool. Sold.
Yeah.
But that's it. That's
Yeah.
what's happening.
Do you think the flipping market in Vegas is becoming too saturated with too many smaller players trying to come into the market? Because I feel everyone with $50,000 or $100,000 laying around, they get some friends together and say, you know what?
Probably Ryan's fault. He's teaching
We're gonna go-
everybody.
We're going to go flip some fucking houses.
Did they
dude.
watch a TikTok or something?
Yeah,
Yeah, for
you know?
sure.
It's because, hey, it's super easy,
Yeah.
I mean, how do you even go about finding the very first deal?
So to answer your question, no, it's not too competitive. In fact, I've got my own students here in Vegas, and they crush it. I mean, I've got multiple students who are making hundreds of thousands this year, some over 7 figures. So it's not too competitive, even in this market, which is ultra competitive. But as far as finding deals goes, I mean, man, I don't know how much time you got, but there's
You don't just go on Zillow or Redfin, right? Because
No.
everything's so
So-
way overpriced right now.
I'll give you the 2-minute version. There's 3 ways we find deals. 1, MLS. We still get deals just on the Zillows and the Redfins.
Sure.
2, wholesalers. These are guys that look for deals professionally, and they don't ever buy them. They just sell you the contract, make a fee. That's it.
Yeah.
Right?
Ryan's got the cash. Give him
Yeah.
the deal.
Yeah.
Yeah, like you'd have a property for $300,000. I'll pay $330. You sell me it, you make $30,000. Super simple. That's wholesalers. The third way, which is what we predominantly do, is direct-to-seller marketing. So this is just pretty much like any business. Like, how do we get in front of the sellers and let them know that we want to buy their house, right? And so we run TV commercials.
I've seen him.
There you go.
Bro, you know,
Home run offer.
do you know where I
I
see?
fucking see him.
Do you know where I see
Yeah.
Ryan? Ryan haunts me when I'm doing cardio. This guy just
At the
I
gym,
love
at the
that.
gym.
This guy, yeah, this just pops
Just
up.
in your ears.
No,
This
I
guy-
swear it was like a Farhan Nakfi, and then Ryan came on.
Right, yeah.
Like, God damn it, let's go.
Yeah, so we spend, I would guess, for the last year, we've been spending about 30 grand a month on TV commercials, but now we just bumped it even more. I think we're spending like 60 grand a month. So TV is great for us, not for everybody. Obviously, you need a huge budget.
Sure.
You've got to know what you're doing with picking time slots. It's super hard to do TVs. I don't recommend that. But one I do recommend is cold calling, right? Texting. Those are super easy to do. They're very cheap. Anyone can do them, even on a low budget. If you want to spend a little more money, even things like direct mail, which is super old school. You know, people are like, mailer? Who reads the mail? Like, dude, people do. They call and we get deals. So there's a lot of ways to get deals. But even like, for instance, when I started back in 2015, all the deals I bought, MLS, just got them on the market. Then I started to learn about these wholesalers, and I was like, hey, let me try and network with as many people doing deals as possible, because they're not going to buy every deal.
Sure.
Even we don't buy every deal. We wholesale to other flippers.
Yeah.
So it's like, you just need to network and then figure out what you want to do. Do you want to go on the market and try and compete? You can still get deals and it's free, but it's really hard. Or do you want to figure out, how do I go directly to the seller so there's no realtor, there's no wholesalers, no middleman, it's just me and them, and we can make a deal.
Yeah.
He's on every platform, but OnlyFans. Everything but OnlyFans at this point, you know.
You know what's funny is I got an email from OnlyFans.
I see you doing great on TikTok. We'd love to give you an offer at OnlyFans.
I was like, I don't know if my wife's going to let me go on OnlyFans. And so, yeah, I don't. They want finance people apparently, but I'm like, yeah, I'm pretty good.
Not happening?
They want cookers.
everything.
They want every type of influencer.
Sorry, guys.
yeah.
We tried to get them on there. You know, win some,
They're like
lose
trying
some.
to rebrand themselves
They are.
as
As
not
non,
porn.
yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
we talked about it.
We've
yeah.
had this conversation is that they've become so successful in the adult industry. Can they ever, because the format of how it works is incredible, right? They're just doing so well and they're making so much money and the creators are making so much money.
Yeah.
But can they ever translate to legitimate
It's so
businesses?
hard.
Because we saw other brands doing way less revenue, raising money at insane valuations versus, what we talk about, Depop, right?
Yeah.
Versus did like 1/4 of the revenue that OnlyFans did and got 4 times the valuation.
Wow.
Just
So
because
they're not like liking what OnlyFans is doing.
they're
They don't
like
think
it
can grow.
It's just, I think people are just
Always that
wondering,
connotation
like you
of
said, if
adult.
anyone, for instance, if you were able to go online and said, hey guys, look at my OnlyFans, and if it was about real estate, everyone would just
People
assume.
like,
We're going to see Ryan's dick.
Everyone, let's go, dude, let's go.
I think they're seeing
Everyone
for
would just
sure.
assume, right? Like that's like, unfortunately,
That's
Like,
the connotation.
that's
That's
their
exactly what it
that's
is.
their problem at this point.
That is their problem.
That is their problem.
And there's no way they can change it.
Yeah.
Because like I've even thought about it, I'm like, if I truly wanted to do that, I mean, most guys who are like me, they just have their own thing.
Yeah.
They can go create a Facebook group or a Discord or whatever and charge for it. That's,
For sure.
I don't need OnlyFans to do that.
Yep, you're absolutely right.
Or, you know, even if I wanted to do it, why not just do like what the streamers do?
Yeah.
Just go like
Yeah.
on Patreon or
Twitch,
Twitch or
Yeah,
whatever,
exactly.
and you could do the same thing.
Yeah,
Done.
100%. Patreon's killing it too. Obviously, they're the real version of OnlyFans subscription content. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The non-adult, the close-on version, the wife-approved version. We talked about gatekeepers earlier, but I think some brand names are so really good to be affiliated with as far as legitimacy and growth and everything that you want to do to grow. I thought this was super cool that you were Forbes. We talked about this story. Forbes was trying to start a college or an online courses and classes, and they asked you to teach a real estate one. How did that come about?
You know, a guy just reached out to me after seeing all my content and stuff, and he's like, man, you know, we're doing this, blah, blah, blah. We're starting up this new thing. Do you want to be the real estate flipping guy, you know, for it? I'm like, all right, cool. So we ended up going about it, and it happened really quick. We filmed. This is back in December, and still has not been released, and so I'm not happy about that, honestly. And
Oh, it never came out?
no, not yet.
Oh, wow.
So it's hard to say how that's going to play out. And I'll tell you, the one lesson I've learned from that is the reason I did it was, even though I already had my own education, I'm making my own money, was for what you said.
Of course.
You know, brand affiliation, those
100%.
types of things. The thing I didn't like was that, just like with TV, you have no control, right? If they're the ones who are in charge of it and whatever they want to do, they do, there's not much I can do about it. So all I can say is at this point, there's probably been like 10 courses filmed, mine and other people, but they're still not out yet. So I don't know what the holdup is, what they're doing, but
Forbes was like, hey, we're going to create a college. It sounds easy. Halfway through, they're like, man, this sucks. Yeah. We're out.
this is
takes
pretty
a lot
hard.
of
We're supposed to
work.
we should not put out that press release. That
Yeah.
was stupid.
Well, and if you think about it too, it's like big companies do that crap all the time, right? They got
Yeah.
these initiatives and things they want to do, and then whatever happens. It takes forever for them to pivot, unlike us, where we're like, dude, let's freaking we'll do this
Yeah,
tomorrow.
let's keep going, yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, like it's easy.
It's
So
like
I
the
don't know.
pandemic ended, and they were just like, everyone back to their regular
We're
college.
done.
We're
Everyone's
good,
back to
right?
life.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what? We don't need this. Like,
Yeah, this is too much work. It's hard.
Yeah, I don't know, but it took freaking forever to create it, to film it. You know, we went to LA for 2 days and we did all that crap. So I hope that they figure it out, but either way, I don't really care. Like, it is what it is.
Forbes, you better get it together, man.
Yeah.
Straight up. Look, your broker just called Forever Home.
Yeah.
Everyone, I think one of the biggest iconic dreams of everyone is having this house that one day their dream home that they could possibly get to. It sounds like you have actually done this and
saw
are
the
bu-
YouTube.
Yeah,
and
we saw
are
the
building
YouTube. We've seen
and are
this.
building this actual dream home. Let us know what's happening with this right now. And
Man.
obviously, I assume we have an invitation now to come over
Yeah.
whenever this is built.
We're gonna I think Logan Impulsive's in his garage, so
Yeah.
I was thinking we'd bring this in the garage.
Done.
We're
Easy.
available.
See, Logan
Yeah.
Paul moves to Puerto
On site.
Rico. We take over the garage spots. You know what I mean?
Yep. So we'll have the garage podcast.
Perfect.
But you know, I did not plan to build like some crazy house. I just think that I'm a real estate investor. I'm always looking for deals, you know. And so when I realized that, hey, it's getting time where, you know, we're gonna outgrow our house. Right now, we got a pretty, I'll call it a humble house. It's 3,000 square feet. It's not anything crazy. And so I started looking for deals, right? And I looking for houses in McDonald Highlands and Summerlin. And sure enough, I'm like, dude, these houses are all like 2 to 3 million for like something that I believe is not that much better than what I have,
Sure.
you know?
Okay.
Because I didn't like that they all have small backyards and,
The worst.
you know, HOAs and all the crap. So I'm like, you know what? I can't buy anything. They don't have what I want. I got to build. So I changed my focus. I'm like, I'm looking for land. So I started making offers on land, doing all this stuff. And long story short, I see this piece of land that's got a strip view, and they're priced at like $700K for an acre. I'm like, yo, that's a good deal. An acre with strip view in Henderson. This is great. And we go look at it, and my wife goes, what about that other piece right there? Like, you could have like
Classic
the
wife
whole
question.
house.
Wow. Great
And I'm
move.
like, I don't even know if it's for sale. Like, let's look it up. So we look it up, and the owner who I was looking at for the other piece owned the whole thing. And I was like, all right. So I go to the agent. I say, will he sell this one? And he's like, yeah. Just, you know, make an offer. So I'm a low baller. I'm not afraid to admit it, you know. So I'm like, I don't know. He's had it forever. I'll give him $400,000. And they're like, no, that's not good.
Yeah, no.
All
right.
Yeah, try.
well.
You know, he needs at least $1 million. I'm like, okay, so like 500.
460.
Like 500.
Classic negotiating
Yeah.
tactics.
Yeah, it's
you'll
great.
you'll find on the Ryan Pineda courses, by the way.
Yeah.
guys.
You know, 500. I'm moving up. Long story short, after a couple of months, we end up settling at 620, and I bought it. 2 acres on a mountain, overlooks the golf course, the strip. You could see it from McDonald Highlands very clearly. And so as I bought it, I'm like, okay, I'm going to build this cool house and all that. But once I realized like what it was really worth, I was like, dude, I can't just build like a normal house. In my mind, I was thinking I'd build like a 7,000 square foot house, which is already like a big house.
Of course, yeah.
For sure.
But when you look at that lot and what it is, it's not for that. It's for a mega mansion.
Sure,
Like,
sure.
it would be a disservice to the land to like not build that. I'm better off selling it to somebody who will if I didn't have the balls to do it.
Yeah.
So that changed. Also, when I bought that, when I went under contract to that, it was July of 2020. Okay. So my social media was not yet taking off. I was buying that just as like, you know, Ryan the house flipper who's making house flipping money. Well, fast forward to July of now, it's like, okay, this is a totally different situation.
We're
now.
building the mega mansion.
Yeah,
Now we're going after
We're
it,
building
baby.
the
Yeah.
mega fucking mansion.
Yeah,
Now I can build a podcast studio for my friends.
Yeah, we can afford it, and the content behind it. Like, what is it going
Probably
to bring?
gold. It's
Right.
probably
Yeah,
gold
for sure.
Yeah.
for the channel.
How
Come
much
on.
marketing will that bring, and all the people that want to go tour it, and
100%.
Everyone's
you know.
going to want to film in it. You're absolutely
pillar
right.
of revenue now.
It's just going to
Yeah.
be an investment for the channel. You're going to film so many different pieces
I
of
think
content.
I think they'll film movies and they'll want to do that stuff.
Where's the timeline for this?
You know,
Is it getting longer as you keep adding stuff?
no, it really is. Because before I'm like, okay, you know, and he's like, yeah, we could build it in a year or whatever. He's like, dude, this is not the same house we talked about when I said we could build in a year. Like,
Yeah. That's fair.
this is over 20,000 square feet.
You
Like,
tripled
it's
the
huge.
size, Ryan.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
So hopefully, I said by the end of next year, which isn't realistic, but the end of the year after is pretty realistic.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, that's fair.
Yeah.
That's amazing, though. I mean, the place is so. Guys, go check out his YouTube channel to watch it and
sure.
everything else, by the way. But the house is sick. Congratulations.
Thank you.
That's
you.
awesome.
Yeah.
And we do now are officially. This is a verbal contract.
Invite.
yeah, that we now have
In
it.
2020,
Sorry, Mandalay Bay. We have a second studio now. You know what I mean?
it's 2023.
Yeah, in 2023. We got a road to go. You grew up in Vegas your entire life. Is there anything that's on your to-do list here that you haven't done?
In Vegas?
Yeah.
Dude, you know, we were talking about this earlier with going out to eat and stuff. Growing up, I never ate nice restaurants, dude. I was super frugal, super cheap. My wife will tell you, if we spent more than like $40 on a meal between us, it was like a big deal.
Sure.
And so going to these places on the Strip was never even like an option. So this year, or probably like last year before the pandemic, we made the choice. We were like, hey, let's go try all those places we never could afford before. And so we've been trying them all, and it's been great. So before this last year, I would say there was a lot of things we never saw.
Right.
But at this point, you would probably know of things that I have never heard of that
We'll send you a
have-
list.
Sure.
Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure.
We'll hit you with a
we'll
list.
get a list for you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
to do
We'll
it.
invite you out to come with
Yeah,
us. Bring
yeah.
us something.
The residency date night list is coming to Ryan's
All right,
email immediately.
Okay, I need that. But also, I guess the one things I haven't done is back when I was a kid, you know, I went to Wet n Wild and all that
Yeah.
crap.
Yep.
We all did. But since the new Wet n Wild and Cowabunga Bay, I have not gone to one of them yet.
Oh, you got to go.
Classic.
They're a blast.
Yeah.
They're an absolute blast.
I just
Kind of
went-
sketch, but a blast.
If you really want to step it up, Mandalay Bay has a Shark Tank that you can dive in. I'm serious.
fear.
If you want to talk about content,
We've jumped off the stratosphere. We did that one.
Okay.
Wow.
See, I'm not doing that.
So we've done
Yeah.
some stuff.
I'm doing it.
You know what I actually never have done that now that I think about it is I've never done one of the day clubs. So
Oh,
Yeah.
what?
That's our
I mean,
forte.
that's-
That's our
I know.
specialty.
That's
no
my
problem.
normal
That's
Sunday.
yeah.
that's every Sunday.
That's
for sure.
That's a no
That's
problem.
an open invite.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I mean, if you don't want to swim with sharks, then I guess we'll have to back that idea back up. You know what I'm saying? As a content guy, imagine the video.
Yeah, you're right. I'm gonna have to do that.
All right,
There you go.
let's
Yeah,
go.
we'll
Let's
do
get
that
it
one.
in. Guys, awesome episode. Ryan, thank you for coming on, brother. We appreciate it. Guys, make sure you check him out on all social channels at Ryan Pineda Show on everywhere, right? TikTok, Instagram,
YouTube's just Ryan Pineda.
YouTube, just
yep.
Ryan Pineda.
Yep.
Podcast is incredible, too. Make sure you check that out. We do have our favorite segment at the
Yes,
end we're
sir.
doing called Eat It, Drink It, Binge It, where we recommend things, eat, drink, and binge. We'll let Ryan go last so he can,
Think
get,
of a couple
get
things.
some
Okay, all right,
ideas
absolutely.
going in his brain.
All right.
Look, I'll start. I'll go over here.
All right, Jeff.
I am not a chain restaurant guy by any means. Not a chain restaurant
You
guy.
talking about like Red Lobster kind of
Yeah,
chains?
yeah.
a
I just
Sizzler?
hate them.
Okay,
I just
okay.
hate them.
All right.
But don't sleep on Buffalo Wild Wings.
B dubs.
Oh,
B
jeez.
dubs.
Dude,
Absolutely trash,
I
bro.
am telling you, Buffalo Wild Wings is actually fire.
Bro, sit
Like,
down.
oh my God. Jeff.
That's actually fire.
Out of your butt? Like,
yeah, for sure.
Get out of here.
100%.
Melissa and I had a bucket of them the other night too. It's so good.
Yeah, absolutely not sponsored.
So
but
good.
Can be sponsored, Buffalo Wild Wings.
Nah, I don't even think I want a Buffalo Wild.
I love that.
You
Yeah,
might
I-
be the only one who wants to.
I actually said that for free. Normally I give high-end restaurants and all sorts of crazy
Yeah.
nonsense, but this,
He's the guy who buys a $40 salad at every restaurant. That's Jeff for you.
Yeah,
It's
for sure.
ridiculous.
or I just try to get it comped, All right, what do you got?
I was in Orange County doing some business last 2 days. I went to this little fucking bullshit spot in Paramount, California. You guys ever been to Paramount,
Paramount?
California?
You know where that
my
is?
God.
Paramount
Exactly.
Pictures is out there?
I have no idea. Anyway, it's in Orange County. It's called Paramount, California. There's a place called Rockin' Potato. They're these jumbo loaded baked potatoes with like
Oh.
crazy, like there's a carne asada potato, there's like a carnitas potato, there's a lobster mac and cheese potato, but not regular baked potatoes. These things are like fucking mini footballs.
Okay.
Anyway, Rockin' Potato, it's like a rock.
Which one'd you
theme.
get?
Well, I got the off menu tomahawk steak
Oh.
and potato lobster mac, but it was good. It was really
Of
good.
course.
Wow,
Rockin'
big
potato.
food flex over
Yeah,
here.
Paramount, if you can find it.
Yeah. I went to the movies this week, so all mine are gonna be kind of movie focused, right? So
jeez.
the one thing I had to get back at the movies, I haven't been to a movie since a year. Who knows? You gotta get the AMC movie nachos with the double cheese, man. Just disgusting, gross. Yes.
The
But
liquid cheese?
It's liquid
Oh, you're
cheese,
tripping.
bro.
All right.
Oh my god. Bubble guts for sure, but literally my favorite thing in the
You were
movies.
ragging on me for Buffalo Wild Wings,
Dog.
and you're eating that.
AMC movie nachos with like the foil over that you have to open. Oh my god, it was so good.
I feel like you're tanking the AMC stock again right now. This is over.
But it was fire. Movie
Yeah.
nachos. But they have like hot dogs and stuff now that I wouldn't touch. Movie nachos is the move.
Yeah, no way. All right,
Yeah.
Ryan, what's your eat it recommendation? All the hot restaurants you've been going to, what's your favorite?
Man, it's definitely not Buffalo Wild Wings or,
All right.
or nachos.
Yeah. Trash.
I think last week we ate at my favorite restaurant on the Strip, and I think people appreciate this because it's like every time they come to Vegas, they're like, "Where should I go?
Okay.
What's the best?" And my favorite is Wing Lei at the Wynn.
Oh,
Classic.
Fire.
Fire.
I love
Absolutely
it.
delicious.
Yeah.
It- when they bring you a stool for your purse,
Yeah.
that's next level.
Yeah. You need that. Or like the hook that goes under the
The
table.
hook
that
or the
vibe.
USBs underneath. You know,
Yeah.
just
The USBs.
a nice little plug-in. You know what I mean?
That's where Drew
A
puts his man
fan,
bag.
you know, a back massage, perhaps. All right, my drink it. Look, I have a Mexican wife, so micheladas.
Fire.
Dude, I'm telling you, micheladas are not only the best thing, but she gets the like the pre-made cups.
With the
With-
rim.
yeah,
With
with
oh,
the rim.
she's doing it, bro.
Yes, she's doing
get
it,
from, like,
bro.
Total Wine?
She ordered on Amazon the other day. She's like 40 of them or something crazy. Throw beer in there. The pre-made michelada cups on Amazon, unbelievable. If you want to like spicy beer vibes.
Yeah.
Are you a michelada guy at all ever?
No,
All right, you need to do
but
it.
I'm gonna try it.
Yeah, if you like tahini and that type of vibe, you
I
get
love
it.
tahini.
Exactly.
It's like
Yeah.
tomato, clamato,
Clamato.
Yeah.
The clam juice.
A whole bunch of sketch shit.
Yeah, the whole bunch of craziness. if you want to keep it simple, just tahini and beer is just fine.
Yeah.
It's close enough. That's the white
I've
version.
never tried tahini and beer together.
Yeah, it's it.
You might
It's
like
the
it.
best. Yeah, it's the best.
It's pretty exotic.
Oh,
It is-
I'm a fan.
but it's good.
I'm a fan.
That's good.
So I'm actually gonna Jack Jeff's. Because I always Jack Jeff's.
Yeah.
I tried Mamitas, the new tequila seltzer.
good.
I
Okay.
think it's Brody Jenner's. Phenomenal.
Yeah.
And I love tequila. Mamitas seltzer, delicious.
I like their packaging too.
Oh yeah, it's clean. It's
Yeah, the
fire.
packaging
Yeah.
is great.
Yep.
All right, what do you got?
So I was at the movies.
Not sponsored, but can be sponsored.
Yeah, I was at the movies.
What could you possibly get that's at the movies that's not new? Soda?
No, but they have the machine. They have those new Coke machines.
Oh,
that
the
you can
ones
put all
you
the different
mix- you
flavors.
mixed? What'd you mix?
You mixed.
What'd you get?
Dude, so cherry Coke with a little bit of lime.
Cherry Coke.
Cherry Coke
classic.
and lime Coke.
I still don't understand how those machines work, by the way.
I don't either.
So a
I have
cherry
no idea.
limeade Coke.
Yes.
The ones
Wow,
with all
you're
the
so- you're
buttons?
so- yeah.
Ones with all the buttons.
Yeah, and you can do all the flavors that don't exist in real
Insane.
life.
Oh, they really don't.
Like
So-
vanilla ginger ale or something?
Yeah,
Got
exactly. It doesn't make any sense.
That's tight.
But on that machine, you got all the little options.
I like that.
Vanilla and lime in your Coca-Cola.
That exists, Jeff. It's called cream soda.
That's vanilla ginger ale?
Ginger
Cream
ale?
soda?
Is it?
that-
It is. It's kind of. Little,
Like red velvet is just like red chocolate or whatever.
Red fucking chocolate.
What are you drinking, Ryan? What's your go-to vibe?
Do you guys only do like unhealthy drinks?
No,
or-
you can
No, you can do
whatever
anything.
you drink,
Whatever you want.
coffee,
I was on a
energy,
health
whatever.
binge like 2 months ago.
okay.
By the way, this is like episode 70 that we're doing right now, so
Okay.
we've gone through a lot here.
Okay, so you brought up coffee. I drink about 6 espresso shots every day.
Oh my
Oh
god.
my
Okay,
god.
so
My guy's
just
bouncing off the walls
wired.
right now.
Yeah, always wired. So, but that's not what I'm going to tell you. I'll do one healthy and one
Okay.
alcohol.
I love
okay?
it.
On the healthy side, something I just started doing was bone broth every day.
Protein
People
heavy.
are into that, man.
Yeah.
Protein heavy.
So I just ordered this one on Amazon. It's called what is it called, babe? Kettle. It's like Kettle's the brand, something
Okay.
like that. But super good. You can get them for like $5 or $6 a pack. But dude, I down one every day at like 3. Kind of gets you in between lunch and dinner.
What is bone broth supposed to do?
It's just
What's it taste
protein
like?
based.
Yeah, it's just like pure protein.
Yeah.
From the bones, apparently. And you can get different animals. So it could be chicken, it could be beef, it could be whatever.
Does
People
it
are
have
into
energy
it.
at all or no? It's just just getting for protein.
Okay, so I mean, here's the truth. It tastes super good, like chicken noodle soup.
Oh,
It's like drinking chicken noodle soup every day.
Do you
I like
warm
that.
it up, or is it room temp?
Yeah.
Or
No, you warm it up.
warm it
you
up?
put it in the
gonna try
microwave.
it. I like
Dude,
it.
it's like drinking a thing of chicken noodle soup, but feeling good about yourself.
because it's protein.
Because
I mean,
it's
hey, I
protein.
put fucking butter in my coffee, so I'll try some fucking bone broth.
Yeah, someone called it like, what? Just keto coffee, man. All right, cool. It's butter and
butter and
coffee now.
coffee.
Relax.
Yeah, it's great.
The alcohol side, something I've been trying recently that I really like is unfiltered sake. Like,
Ooh.
so sake is usually hot or cold, but it's like really clear, right?
Yeah,
With unfiltered, it's like it looks like milk.
gotta get that cloudy.
Yeah, that cloudy
Interesting.
one. I really like that.
And you like that hot or cold?
Cold.
Yeah, I'm a cold.
Is there a
guy.
specific one that you're drinking?
No, it's just whatever the restaurant has. I'll be like, "What do you got unfiltered?"
Unfiltered?
Yeah,
Yeah, and they'll bring it.
classic.
I'm gonna do it.
Yeah,
I
we're-
want to
we're
feel like
all
a
gonna do it.
snob.
Sake knowledge
Like
is
a
nice
sake-
too,
yeah,
you know?
unfiltered.
Yeah.
My binge it. There's this like real life like documentary called Heist on Netflix, and it's about real crimes that people didn't get away with. It's so good, and the first one is about one from Vegas.
No.
Oh my gosh, it's unbelievable, and they're actually interviewing the people who did the
checking
heist,
it.
who got caught. It's so good, but they do like the fake movie version of it while
Yeah.
they're talking, so it's a bit entertaining, not like a regular documentary. Super good, hilarious.
I'm gonna check
And
it.
it's cool to talk to people who almost got away with something really awesome,
Yeah,
but didn't.
for
You
sure.
know?
I went and saw Black Widow in the theater the other day. I had also not been to the movies since
Yep.
before the pandemic.
For sure.
And took my lady and my cousins, and it's in 4DX. You guys have seen the 4DX theaters,
You want
right?
This again
No.
too.
Jesus.
Come on, hey, the 4DX, you have to go 4DX. Any movie, right?
Wait,
now
so
it's
were you
Black
moving
Widow.
around and shit?
The chairs fucking move. they shoot water at you. There's like, you look up in the ceiling, there's these big ass fans that come down. So like when the chick gets in the car, jumps in the car, your seat fucking shakes. 4DX, I'm telling you, if you get motion sickness, not recommended. But if you're trying to live on the edge and get a little sketch,
I love it.
4DX.
Where's it at?
I think the only one's at Red Rock. So I went to Red
I'm
Rock.
going. I gotta
Yeah,
go.
yeah.
That's sick.
How much?
4DX.
Hey, how much is a 4DX movie?
You know what?
Like
you know,
$70.
It's a roller coaster ride.
I don't know. I want to say maybe $30 a ticket.
Super
That's
expensive
kinda high.
spit that they're just
I mean, you have the option to
Squirt
turn
it
your
in the
water
face.
off, but if you're paying that extra, leave the water on.
everyone's afraid to go home. You're going out and just getting spit
Don't
on
hit
in
the water
movie
off
theater.
button. I told my lady, don't you hit that fucking button.
I paid $30 for this. You get the full
Oh my god,
experience.
and you have the glasses.
Oh, it's like
Oh,
you have
oh,
it's
3D?
everything. It's
oh
4,
my
4DX.
God.
Put
too
some
much
respect
for me.
on it, bro.
It's a lot.
Yeah, motion sickness though, not
And
recommended.
you walk out. The movie's okay.
Yeah, you're
Yeah.
fucking soaked.
All right, what do you got?
I went to movies and I watched Space Jam.
It's awful.
You don't like it?
Unwatchable.
You're a hater. You're a hater.
Unwatchable.
You're a hater.
Love LeBron. Unwatchable.
You're a hater.
And I got it free.
Hey,
at
Jeff, it's
HBO.
made for kids, man.
Even still,
Yeah.
the original Space Jam is amazing.
But yeah, kids don't know that. Kids are here.
You're an
watching-
adult and you obviously like this, and I can't trust any of your
The only
opinion.
reason I like it is because it relates to the kids. He's very video game focused, right? LeBron James is there. They've never seen Michael Jordan play basketball,
Nah, yeah.
right? I think it was really cool. I get it. My brother's super into video games and stuff. I get it. I thought it was cool. It was a good movie.
All right.
You're just a
I
hater.
agree with that statement.
Yes,
I
thank
saw it too.
You did?
It's
I didn't
good
see
for
it,
the
so.
demo it's going after.
Rough.
I
All
was
right,
too
what's-
busy getting fucking spat on. And
Yeah.
fucking-
All right, what are you binging, Ryan? Last one.
I don't binge watch much stuff, man.
It can be book,
Like
podcast,
anything, podcast,
Anything you're
YouTube
binging.
channel.
Oh, it could be any of those.
Anything, yeah.
an album, whatever you're listening to, watching, whatever.
Pop Smoke last week.
All right. On the TV front, the last thing I watched was Loki. I'm sure you guys probably
Oh,
talked about
yeah,
that.
it's
already.
good. Disney, yeah,
that
it's
was
good.
really good. Man, book-wise, dude, I'm getting super into golf, so I'm just
So am I.
trying to
Oh,
read
are you
golf
good?
books. No.
Me
Yeah,
neither,
I'm
dude.
trash. I'm
We'll
fucking
go and we'll
trash.
suck together.
Yeah.
I am
Yeah.
fucking trash.
I'm trash.
All right, we'll all go to Dragon Ridge. That's-
Oh, and hit some fucking
Ooh.
houses?
Yeah,
Pass.
dude.
Yeah.
We're breaking windows for
Yeah.
sure.
Look, man, awesome episode. Thanks for coming on. Guys, make sure you go check out Ryan on everything. Incredible stuff. We appreciate you. Congratulations on everything.
Absolutely.
At the Residency Pod on Instagram. We'll see you next week.
Yes,
Let's
sir.
go.